It is certainly an honor to welcome you to this beautifully renovated facility, and this, my understanding, is the first official event being held within these walls. It is the Lower Wappinger Creek Community Boathouse, located at the Staff Sergeant Eugene Darrigan Park here in the village of Wappingers Falls. It has certainly been an honor for me to represent this portion of our town's first ward for the past 18 years. And having proudly served this town through 5 prior supervisor administrations, it's not uncommon for excitement and anticipation to build as a new town supervisor takes office. And there was no question who this new supervisor was, as he was certainly no stranger to this great town. Now, I first met Joey when he took me on a tour of the Fishkill Van Wyck homestead. My first impression was, who is this kid? And how does he know so much? It didn't take long for him to arrive in front of our town board and land the position of junior historian. Now, in this position over 10 years ago, he got his feet wet as a connoisseur of history in the town of Wappinger. Today, completing his first 100 days in public office as town supervisor, he is making history. Ladies and gentlemen, the supervisor of the town of Wappinger, the Honorable Joseph D. Cavaccini.
Thank you, everyone. Let's see if we can make this work. President Kennedy said in his address to the National Association of Manufacturers, "We must use time as a tool, not as a couch." In other words, we must not waste time, the time that we're given, but rather act to get things done as efficiently as possible. Ladies and gentlemen, changing the narrative and the philosophy of local government is what we have accomplished thus far. And I welcome you to the 2024 State of the Town Address, highlighting our first 100 days in office together. As we gather here today, it is an honor and a pleasure to present to you the state of your town government, recapping the progress we have achieved over the past 4 months. In the spirit of transparency and accountability, I want to commend the dedication of my colleagues in government, elected, appointed, town employees all together, as our collective efforts have propelled us forward in this short time together. Earlier in April, we hit our 100-day mark in office, which coincidentally fell on my anniversary date of when I began my public service career in this town government well over a decade ago. I believe everything happens for a reason, and again, I am truly grateful for this opportunity to serve my hometown. This evening, I will address 5 areas of progress before you tonight: land use and planning, accountability and efficiency, parks and recreation, community collaboration, and public safety. As I prefaced in my inaugural address this past January, it is our mission to ensure that the future of our great town of Wappinger is secure, and the quality of life of those who live here is protected. In keeping our promise, we launched the Wappinger Protection Act, a series of legislative actions strategically planning and protecting the character of our town. In doing just that, the town board has taken action to support farmland and agricultural activities and programs by expanding those programs at Carnwath Farms Historic Site and Park to now 10 acres of agricultural community farming space. We thank the Kolb family for their partnership in offering this incredible program to the people of the town of Wappinger. In addition to this, the town board, we made efforts to support the preservation of Emerald Creek Farm in the Didell hamlet of our town through conservation easements and covenants that will ensure that this property will not be developed. I am most proud that in March, this town passed historic legislation in local law number 1 to protect the quality of life by adopting a moratorium on the construction of large-scale multifamily housing developments in the town of Wappinger, a truly historic piece of legislation. Following a public hearing and noticing, this local law was unanimously passed during the March 11, 2024 meeting of the town board. As a point of reference, the town of Wappinger, at 28 square miles, is the smallest geographical town in this county, and yet is the second most densely populated town in this county. Just to think about that. And our housing ratio is 60% single family, and we have 40% multifamily, in comparison to other towns that only have 10. We are, collaboratively, looking for places to identify areas to preserve, limit further congestion and overcrowding, as well as foster new development that is innovative and attractive and that makes most sense for our community. This pause is crucial to ensuring that we do not contribute to traffic, overcrowding of schools, and overburden our police, fire, and emergency medical services. We will be working over this pause to match our town code to our comprehensive plan, to eliminate any question of what is wanted in Wappinger. Earlier this year, I initiated the process of establishing various task forces and committees on issues throughout the town. The decision to appoint a supervisor's task force on clean water protection underscores a critical commitment to environmental stewardship and public health. With increasing concerns over water quality and water quantity and pollution, this group of qualified residents will play a pivotal role in developing comprehensive strategies, monitoring water sources, recommending necessary regulations, and so much more to protect and safeguard this precious resource. Through this, we remain active in planning for the future, in reconstructing or decommissioning our age-old town-owned sewage treatment facilities at Wildwood, Fleetwood, and Midpoint Park. In working with the Tri-Municipal Sewer Commission, we are looking to identify millions of gallons of stormwater infiltration that is making its way into this facility, as well as Midpoint Park, and has pushed both plants to capacity. Simultaneously, the establishment of a supervisor's task force on housing addresses an earlier point made on the residential ratios in Wappinger. Coupled with the pressing affordability crisis in the nation and elsewhere, mostly caused by the city of New York, that is impacting us. Although we appreciate the Dutchess County Housing Needs Assessment, its flawed design based on a voluntary survey does not accurately depict the needs of the town of Wappinger. By studying the ratio of multifamily to single-family housing, they will identify the true numbers of what our housing needs are here in the town of Wappinger. I'd also like to thank my colleagues on the town board for moving forward with adopting and appointing a bipartisan majority to the planning board for the first time in a decade. We have ensured that we have opted for balanced decision-making and a representation of qualified viewpoints. This comes with authorizing in-house training on the town code, policies, procedures, and the comprehensive plan for the Planning Board and Zoning Board of Appeals for the first time in 6 years. Demonstrating our commitment to equipping our officials and employees with the necessary skills and knowledge needed to get the job done. You expect your town government to be held to the same standard that you are each day. In doing so, on day one, we mandated that all town employees are to clock in and clock out for accountability and safety reasons. In recognizing the importance of fiscal prudence, we've cut back on excessive overtime, on clerical work, and transferred all department heads to being paid salary rather than being paid hourly, all of which have optimized our resources without compromising on our quality. Furthermore, by bringing the preparation of town board meeting resolutions in-house, we've managed to save taxpayers a significant $40,000 this year so far. This move underscores our dedication to responsible financial management, as I anticipate saving taxpayers close to $100,000 this year alone through this practice. We've initiated internal audits and investigations into financial and personnel activities, ensuring transparency and integrity in all of our operations. And I thank our new Comptroller's Office for that as well. The town board formally accepted and committed nearly $3 million of American Rescue Plan funds allocated to us by the federal government. This was not formally accepted by the town and could have been lost if we had not acted on it. Earlier this year, the town board utilized a portion of these American Rescue funds toward the introduction of a new Tyler Technologies software. Currently, all town departments use an antiquated, separate, individual, outdated software, not allowing for any communication with each other. My goal has been to promote communication and, by partnering our efforts, to be unifying in town hall. With moving forward with this technology, we will continue to dismantle silos between departments, fostering communication and collaboration across all departments and offices. In the coming months, we will be rolling out a new public-facing component of this software that will allow our residents to be able to check in real time their water and sewage rates, be able to pay with e-billing, and so much more. Again, eliminating that barrier between government and our neighbors. The addition of this new software has already eliminated the need for outsourcing payroll, printing of checks, and other personnel and finance functions. That will save taxpayers $30,000 a year annually moving forward. For the first time in a decade, I have instituted consistent bi-monthly department head meetings that have enhanced coordination and synergy among departments and our various branches of our government. In fact, we just had one right before this meeting. Scaling back on wasteful spending, such as high attendance at various conferences and cutting back on dozens of employee cell phones, have resulted in significant savings, and we will continue to do so, demonstrating our commitment to prudent expenditure and proactive approach to resource management. We have found that hundreds of thousands of dollars in outstanding bills were not paid, going back to 2021 to our consultants. And the town was operating without contracts with many of our professionals. We have corrected this. In putting professional services out to bid through a request through qualifications and appointing them based on merit, we uphold the principles of fairness and integrity in all of our appointments. In reviewing our strong finances, the town as a whole is in excellent financial shape, I might add. We noticed that some of our smaller water and sewer districts were operating in the red due to non-balanced budgets and no increases for years in some of these districts. Drawing down any surpluses that these districts might have had over the past 3 decades, this is dangerous. This is very dangerous, as many of these smaller districts operate with less than 200 homes within them, and any major repairs can easily shift a hefty burden onto taxpayers. We are working diligently to make our water and sewer districts whole and balanced again. In working with our new engineering firms, we are ensuring that there is as little impact on our residents as possible through this process. It is crucial to have any kind of fund balance, any kind of savings when doing work. And again, to ensure that you are not facing any serious bills or commitments on your end. We will continue to be as fiscally responsible when it comes to these crucial infrastructure improvements. In being strong financial stewards, we looked at innovative strategic portfolio diversification. Through this process, we've begun generating an additional $60,000 a month in interest payments on town funds, ensuring optimal returns while safeguarding financial stability. This was money that was previously left on the table, actually a lost opportunity of $4.4 million over the past 6 years. Previously, millions of dollars were deposited into low interest-paying banks versus the strong diversification of these funds now. Just this year alone, we anticipate generating close to $1 million in interest for our town, which will be allocated to alleviating the burden to our taxpayers. When local government is working on behalf of those who have chosen to make their home here, we could see significant improvements to our community, and this is how we do it, through the diversification of these funds. I've often noted that a good leader does not need or expect to be the brightest and smartest in every room. In fact, a good leader brings together the best and brightest and is willing to listen and to learn. This is a team effort, and I am proud of the strong team that we have assembled, paired with many of our own knowledge and dedicated employees who currently and have been serving our town. Welcoming a new team comprising of a new town attorney, new engineer, new comptroller, new labor counsel, stormwater management consultant, and personnel assistant, and my own confidential secretary, signifies our dedication to assembling a skilled workforce capable of addressing the town's needs efficiently. Each of these appointments, coupled with our long dedicated employees, represents a strategic investment in talent and expertise needed to address the challenges and opportunities facing our town. It is also important to note that we put an end. There's always one in the crowd. That we put an end to a 2-year-long arbitration between our CSEA members of the Highway Department and the town government, ensuring that we look out for the best interests of our employees, not putting them off. At this time, I'd like to recognize and thank our friends in labor, CSEA 1000 Town of Wappinger Highway employees and Teamsters 445, as well as our non-union staff for your continued dedication and commitment to our community. We can understand and appreciate all that you do, and we will continue to navigate this journey together. We are undergoing the process of now updating our town's employee handbook, in-house, by the way, now nearly 15 years old, as well as pursuing contracts for various department heads, confidential, and appointed employees. We have also started to standardize employee time and clean up several outstanding errors, and that will, through this process, put the town and our employees in a better position for union negotiations next year. In working to increase departmental efficiencies, we have now streamlined the process in granting building permits for all heating, cooling, and general HVAC work. Quite frankly, when the heat goes down in your home in the dead of winter, the last thing you should worry about is waiting weeks as to whether or not you will be getting a building permit. This is essential work, folks. I am personally proud to note that we have halted the additional fines and fees for 2024 under the previous administration's building permit amnesty period, alleviating the financial burden on residents as we clean up open building permits. It is crucial that residents close out their building permits, but it should not be a task that breaks the bank. And we acknowledge that. We have taken significant steps in launching a quality of life task force through our code enforcement office. Efforts will be focused on removing illegal signs that clutter our roadways and street corners, and addressing and subsequently removing abandoned and unsafe buildings. We need to focus, folks, on the aesthetics and safety of our town. Eliminating these eyesores further demonstrates our commitment to protecting your property values. On that note, in March, I issued my first executive order as your supervisor, demolishing an unsafe structure on Route 9D that the town had recently purchased, demonstrating our swift action to remove these blighted and, quite frankly, dangerous structures. The purchase of 2513 Route 9D marks the first expansion of our Wappinger Town Park system in over 25 years, following the purchase of Carnwath Farms Historic Site and Park. The 1.7-acre property sits on the Village of Wappinger Falls Incorporation line, just to the north of Middlebush Road. Following the demolition just 24 hours after we announced the purchase, the town announced plans to include a new trailhead, parking area, children's playground, extending the sidewalk from the village line to this park, as well as offering an improved, highly visible destination trailhead and entrance to Reese Park, a beautiful natural resource that we are lucky to have in this town, and it should be publicly accessible. The trailhead will be named in memory of former town supervisor Louis Deal, whose family resided on and near the property for many years. The project, over a decade in the making, began when former town historian, my predecessor, Brenda Vonberg, the daughter of former supervisor Louis Deal, approached the town to recognize the legacy of her father, who served as town supervisor from 1967 to 1983. The historic expansion of our town's park system demonstrates our commitment to not only improve our existing infrastructure, but to also expand what we offer to our residents. The Louis Deal Memorial Trailhead at Reese Park Town Nature Preserve will not only expand recreational activities for Village, Hewsonville, and town-wide residents, but also provide an attractive point of access for those wishing to engage with nature and wildlife. I'm so excited to share this property with our community. I would also like to note that in collaboration with this expansion, we are moving full steam ahead on our Wappinger Parkland Infrastructure Improvement Act, announced earlier this year. Through streamlining efficiency by implementing work orders for the first time in our Buildings and Grounds Department, to fully funding projects such as authorizing funding to complete the Challenger Inspiration Field, something that was 20 years in the making, and enhancing amenities like light towers at the Martsfield tennis and pickleball courts, activating the Wellhead at Airport Park, providing soccer, water for the first time in 30 years to this park, paving Rockingham Park, removing large overgrown dirt piles throughout the town, and funding the completion of the nearly decade-long Spook Hill Park, which the town board intends on doing at our next meeting. This reflects our dedication to promoting recreational opportunities for all residents and proving our commitment to optimizing resources and improving service delivery. We are actively checking off items from our list as we progress forward. Exciting projects such as rebuilding the Chelsea boat ramp. Anyone who's driven their boat down that ramp knows it's not a friendly one. And bringing a new live performance stage to Brexel Schlotthaus Park. This soon will become a reality. I would like to again thank the town board for their continued support and persistence in getting these projects accomplished. The future of every community lies in capturing the passion, imagination, and the resources of its people. Central to our vision is the belief that an informed and an engaged community is essential for meaningful progress. Through efficient and thought-out town board meetings that are under 4 hours now, and proactive outreach efforts, we are fostering stronger bonds between our neighbors and their local government. By listening to concerns, soliciting feedback, and prioritizing transparency, we are rebuilding trust and hopefully instilling confidence in our town's leadership again. I am proud to announce the many relationships we have developed throughout our first 100 days together, including strengthening our relationship with the Village of Wappingers Falls and Village Mayor Kevin Huber. Through this, working collaboratively on various initiatives, including mirroring the village's parking ordinance to the town's, to alleviate fines and penalties on residents and visitors alike. Our two governments are partners in a truly beautiful space here in this village, and that is the building you're sitting in right now, the Lower Wappinger Creek Boathouse. We will be working together, hopefully, to offer additional programs, events, and activities in this space moving forward. In fact, at the Festival of the Falls in June this summer, we will be hosting a special artist exhibition in this space. I would also like to acknowledge the memory of famed musician, community member, and Wappingers Falls resident, John Regan, whose family has worked to offer an incredible lineup, folks, of music this summer at Mizzier Park for the John Regan Memorial Music in the Park series. We will never forget John or his impact on so many lives here in Wappinger. We are proudly cultivating invaluable community partnerships with organizations like James's Warriors and the Melanie Chinese Foundation. We're working together on mental health advocacy, suicide prevention, and raising awareness of domestic violence right here in our community. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time I'd like to acknowledge Melanie's mother, Cheryl, who's here, and her son, Miles, who's also here. You are not alone in this community, you know that, and we are here to stand by you. Through these partnerships, we will amplify our collective efforts to support and protect our residents any way we can. James's Warriors provides vital resources and support networks for children and parenting grappling with mental health challenges, offering hope and assistance to those in need. The Melanie Chinese Foundation honors the memory of our cherished member of our community, shedding light on the reality of domestic violence in our community, working tirelessly to educate and empower individuals who break free from abusive situations. I am proud to announce that the town will be co-sponsoring events with both of these organizations at Brexel-Schlatthaus Park this summer to raise awareness of their respective missions. I hope to see you all there. In anticipation of our town's 150th anniversary next year, we will strengthen our bond with the Wappinger Historical Society, and in doing so, our past. I would like to thank Historical Society President Beth Devine for her continued dedication and stewardship over the course of her time with the Society. Thank you, Beth. I am looking forward to launching a new committee that will focus on the town's 150th birthday, and working with our Historical Society, historians alike, and members of our community, I hope to make this the best year yet for our residents. These partnerships together exemplify the strength and compassion in our community as we unite to safeguard the well-being and safety of all of our members. Please mark your calendars for the beginning of June, as we are proud to work with the New Hackensack Fire Company to ensure that their 75th anniversary this summer is one to remember. with 3 days of concerts, a parade, a car show, and a full carnival in the Myers Corners hamlet. So I hope to see you there as well. We have also resurrected our town's Arts and Culture Committee, made up of bright, vibrant individuals who collectively will work to bring live music performances, artist installations in public spaces, and innovative ideas to our community. I'd like to acknowledge Legislator Lynn Versace for chairing that committee. Our efforts to grow our recreation programs have been truly successful, as we have created strong partnerships in the Houstonville Fire Company, the New Hackensack Fire Company, Ulster Savings, Tractor Supply, RPH Auto, Jan Care, and the Grinnell Library to sponsor various events and programs throughout the year. In doing so, we have saved taxpayers thousands of dollars through these sponsorships. I am especially proud to announce today that our recent partnership with the Pines at Poughkeepsie has resulted in free monthly birthday parties to all seniors in our senior center moving forward. We realize that our senior citizens are on fixed incomes, and we should not be concerned with them either paying for social activities or programs or putting food on the table. At the end of the day, it is our role as a community to ensure that we offer the social programs and events that get them out into our town. In continuing to beautify our community and public spaces, I am proud to announce that we have partnered with Aguado Landscaping to adopt the new roundabout in the New Hackensack hamlet at no cost to the town. Located at Route 376, New Hackensack Road, and All Angels Hill Road, this project has allowed for an improved flow of traffic and, I might add, was beautifully designed. I remain proud to have worked with state representatives on this project during its development, and I'm excited for this partnership, as this will be the first of adopt-a-spots that we will be launching throughout the town of Wappinger. In keeping along the lines of improvements to infrastructure along our highways, we will continue to advocate to our state representatives to make sure that much-needed improvements to state-owned infrastructure, such as on Routes 9 and 9D, are addressed. We must continue to alleviate congestion, and I do appreciate the relationships we have thus far, so thank you, folks. We will continue to recognize and pay tribute to those in our community who have exemplified what it means to be Wappinger proud. Through recognition, ceremonies, and receptions, we will show our town's appreciation and admiration for them, with hopes of developing a passion for our community, most especially in our young people. Encouraging them to stay here in Wappinger and in Dutchess County, we recently hosted a successful once-in-a-lifetime solar eclipse party at Wappinger Town Hall that brought together hundreds of residents of all ages for a very memorable moment. We will continue to offer things such as this, and I thank our Parks and Recreation Department for spearheading many of these. Pop-up events throughout our community, such as this, will hopefully accomplish the goal of uniting families and, again, invoking these long-lasting memories. Since taking office, we have seen a few extremes when it's come to weather. I hope it's not my fault. Through regular meetings and communication with our Superintendent of Highways, Michael J. Sheehan, and our Highway Department, the town of Wappinger is fortunate to have strategic planning and response during these extreme weather activities, whether it be an earthquake, whether it be more snow than we've seen in the past 5 years, more rainfall than we've seen in the past decade. Right, Comptroller? We will continue to work together with our Highway Department to be best ready and on the call to address these issues, demonstrating this government's approach to ensuring public safety and efficient response to these emergencies. We have also ensured that our employees now have a weather-tight, presentable, and safe space to work, The town previously underwent a project to renovate our highway department facility. Although well-intentioned, this project got out of control rather quickly, and this administration instituted cost-saving measures on that project, such as utilizing in-house labor to finish the highway garage project and allowing for the highway superintendent to be his own project manager. Who knows it better than the guy that's there every day? By refurbishing not only the exterior of the buildings, replacing 20,000 square feet of roof, and building a safe new break room. Previously, our highway employees during snowstorms stayed and slept in the truck bays on couches and chairs that they obtained from the town recycle center with mice and other animals in them. By respecting these individuals and treating them with dignity, we have offered them a new presentable space for them to safely come to work in. Under this new model, on this project alone, we saved $100,000 and exemplified this commitment to, once again, financial responsibility and prudent resource allocation. This year, the town highway department will reconstruct and pave over a dozen roads in this town that are over 20 years old, and that project will start this Monday, weather permitting. I would like to preface this topic by offering a special debt of gratitude to all of our town's first responders, including the volunteers of Chelsea, Hewsonville, New Hackensack Fire Companies, the Village of Wappingers Falls Fire Department, Dutchess County Sheriff's Office, the New York State Police, Empress Town of Wappinger Ambulance, the Village of Wappingers Falls Police Department, and all dedicated to serving and protecting families, friends, and neighbors 24 hours a day, 7 days a week in this town. And I'd like to acknowledge and thank both legislator Rob Faust and senior Councilman William Beal for their efforts on public safety. We have all seen the increased traffic and the severity of accidents across our town in the past few years. It is our responsibility to safeguard for the safety of both our residents and the motorists, those who travel and navigate through the town of Wappinger. Thanks to the support of the town board, we have launched our Safe Streets initiative, which has resulted in new street lighting at critical intersections across this town, as well as setting the groundwork for new digital speed signs throughout the town in neighborhoods and strategic locations. We have also passed legislation requesting that the New York State Department of Transportation and the Dutchess County Department of Public Works establish school zones on both Myers Corners Road in front of Roy C. Ketchum Senior High School and on Middlebush Road in front of Wappingers Falls Junior High School to elevate the presence of the safety of our children and pedestrians in these areas. Each council member reported back the top priorities from their ward for these new safety measures that will be implemented soon. In working with now Lieutenant Neil Stewart and the men and women of the Dutchess County Sheriff's Office, we have jumped right in to restructuring the Wappinger Patrol to offer new cycled targeted patrols in our neighborhoods to enhance public safety, curb speeders, and offer an additional peace of mind for our residents. We have also strengthened our relationship with the New York State Police, our partner and tenant at the Emergency Services Building. We are forever grateful to these men and women for their continued watch over the town of Wappinger. Emergency medical services and reliable ambulance care are, in fact, a necessity. But also, it is more and more of a rarity across this nation. I am proud to report that the town of Wappinger is, in fact, a model when it comes to ambulance service in our region. The Wappinger Ambulance District, a legislative act 20 years old this year, not only ensures that the town residents will not pay a dime for an ambulance ride. But it also provides dedicated units to our community for when you need it the most. We have secured Empress, our ambulance provider, to not only stay in our emergency services building, but to double their footprint in this facility and to offer additional units to be stationed here in the town of Wappinger, all providing stronger EMS service to you, but also generating additional rental revenue for the town. This action ensures that our residents will continue to have top-notch coverage when you are here in the town of Wappinger. This action also ensures that our residents will continue to have this coverage. The residents in the village of Wappingers Falls will have their units stationed here in the town of Wappinger, again offering additional and speedy service. Our intention is that through these additional safety initiatives, we will see a safer community. Ladies and gentlemen, our first 100 days have been marked by a steadfast commitment to progress and prosperity for our town of Wappinger. Through collaboration, innovation, and dedication, we have initiated crucial projects, addressed pressing issues, and laid the groundwork for a brighter future. From infrastructure improvements to community engagement initiatives, every step has been guided by the shared goal of enhancing the quality of life experience for our residents. As we reflect on our achievements thus far, let us remain resolute in the determination to build a better town that thrives on our commitment to doing what is best for you. Together, let us forge ahead with optimism, knowing that our best days will lie ahead. I want to extend our gratitude again to our team at Town Hall, my family, my friends, and especially the nearly 30,000 people who call the town of Wappinger home, for their continued support and their continued trust. The state of our town of Wappinger is strong, and together we will continue to work tirelessly to make this town a place that you want to live, work, and thrive. We have a lot of work to do, folks, and the journey is just beginning. Thank you very much.